Hey everybody, it's the Boss Lady here, coming to you with my Talk About It Tuesday. I had two different topics that I wanted to do, and I actually started recording, and then I decided I just kind of wanted to separate the topics out, I guess you would say, because I was going to talk about two different things. This week is Boss Man and I's wedding anniversary week. We celebrate our anniversary on August 26th, so I'm super excited. Yay! Happy 11th year anniversary. And so with it being anniversary week for us, I wanted to do something that was kind of geared towards us. And then, but geared towards us, but then of course everybody can be included with this who have the desire to be married and whatever. So before I get started, please disregard this mess right here. I have been doing DIY since Sunday. This is my last DIY project that I'm going to do this week, and so I just haven't finished it yet. But let's get started. Okay, so the original topic I was going to talk about was going to be about gifts, because people always talk about romantic gifts and this and that, but then I got to thinking about my wedding and wedding rings and things of that nature. So I want to kind of go more that way as opposed to the gifts. So for those who are new to the channel, Boss Man and I had a non-traditional wedding. We want to focus more on the marriage than the wedding. Even though family, friends, co-workers, enemies all wanted us to have this big, extravagant wedding, everybody wanted to eat and get drunk off of us, and we were not having it. So we had a wedding, boss deals, somewhat thrifty prices, but practical enough for us. So we did not have a big wedding. We did get married at a church. We got married in a small chapel, and it was a great wedding. So, and here we are 11 years later. So, but I wanted to really talk about the wedding ring. Now, I'm not going to go biblical today. So for those who were thinking I was going that way, I'm not. But I do want to talk about the wedding ring in layman's terms in today's society, because a lot of people focus a lot on the wedding and they focus a lot on the ring. So I just discussed with you my wedding. It was small. I had 11 people total. That was including him and I. But as far as the ring is concerned, so when we first got engaged, I didn't have a ring. Because we got engaged January the 10th, 2005. So then, and we also got engaged non-traditionally as well. But, and I may tell more about that in a different video, not sure. Anyway, so we didn't have a ring originally, but we knew we get married. So, about 2 months later, I would say, maybe a month later, 2 months later, I got a ring. The ring was about $400, I think. It was a third of a carat, had diamonds, it was gold. It was like an antique gold, so like a brush gold or something. It wasn't shiny like my ring I have on. I was happy with it. He was okay with it as well. And I say okay because he started to get comments from friends or family, I don't know, relatives. Somebody said something to the point where he wanted to upgrade my ring. And so I said, okay, well, at the time of us getting married, we weren't financially ready for that type of expense because I want to have so many other things with the wedding. And even though it was going to be small, I still wanted to have the dress, get my hair done, nails and whatever. I want the cake. So, we didn't think it out. We weren't trying to have a long engagement because we had already dated for 12 years. So my mom and my dad, because we weren't having a big wedding, they chose to assist us with the purchase of a larger ring. And at first it was all fine. I love the ring. It was beautiful. And I'll insert a picture of it here. I thought the ring was just gorgeous. Well, after some time, I don't know if I was on the phone talking or I don't know what it was, but ego came into play again, and Boss Man said, I want you to have a ring that I purchased myself, only me, nobody's help. I said, okay, boss man, do your thing. So over the course of some years, boss man had purchased me a few different rings. And they were nice, they were cute, they were, but I will tell you, it wasn't to the caliber of the ring that I upgraded to when we got married. So the ring that I got married in is not this ring here, but it was the ring that my parents helped get. And I liked the style of that ring. It was really pretty. But he didn't want me to have that style any longer. So he was finding different styles and things. And, and then, of course, we had the whole naysayers about, why are you getting so many different rings and, So anyway, he was purchasing me these rings. I liked them, but it wasn't to the caliber of what I had when I got married. And I had a particular style in mind. So, so he kept buying me rings. He kept buying me rings, upgrading those rings, turning these rings around. And I still have, I think, one or two of them that he purchased, that we couldn't actually use for upgrade. So anyway, and I'll insert a picture of a few of the different rings. I'll insert it right here. One of these sides, probably this side here, just so you can see, there was several different rings that came into play, along with the ring that I got married in. So I had started researching rings. And when I say researching, I was on Goodman's website, Gordon's website, Whitehall, Zales, Kay's, then some other smaller jewelers. We have one jeweler that we deal with who is a more local jeweler that I had his ring made through. And so I was, working with them, trying to design a ring for me, because I'm like, you know what, this is going to be with me until death do us part. So I want something that I don't see every other woman have. And that's what it was. Every time I would go into the store, every store had the same type of ring. And I just said, you know what, that's not me. I don't want that. So one day we were out doing our, thrifting or whatever, and we came across a store who had some rings for sale. And I said, let me go and look at some rings. So I'm looking, and I saw this ring, and the ring it wasn't identical. It was similar to the ring that I was looking at from Kay Jewelers. And I said, that's it. That's the one. He said, you sure? I said, I'm sure. So I asked the guy, how much is the price? The guy told me the price, and I said, oh my God, that's it. The price is right. If the size is right, I want that ring. So, then the man said, oh, that ring's old fashioned. It's antique-ish. It's blah, blah, blah. And I said, he doesn't know what he has. And so I took boss man out. We left out the store. We went to the car, and I said, look at the ring from Kay's. Look at the price from Kay's. Look at the ring in the store we were just in. Look at that price. He said, we going back in there. We going to put some money down. We getting that ring. I said, okay, no problem. So the ring that he purchased that I fell so in love with is the ring that I wear to this day on this hand. And then what I also did was, and my ring is dirty, so I won't put my hand up close to the camera, but I also, we added a band to it, and I'm actually looking for another band to put on the other side. Even though people have told me that's more than enough ice on one hand, but whatever, boss lady get what boss lady want. Anyway, long story short, so here is a close-up of the ring that he purchased for me, for my wedding ring that I wear to this day. And I'll insert that picture, right here. I love it. It's the best ring ever. I don't see it anywhere. I can go into any store, any nail shop, anywhere ever, and I don't see my ring. Now, I have heard there are rings out there that look like mine. That's fine, because I don't see it, so it doesn't bother me. I like to be different. But long story short of, explaining my rings and how I got to where I am, people put too much emphasis on the ring as to what it should look like, what it should be, how much it should cost, if it should be gold, if it should be white gold, if it should be platinum, should you have, a marquee cut or a round cut or pear shape or princess cut, it should be, 5 carats as opposed to 2 carats, or whatever. And that drives me crazy. And so to my viewers who are not married, who are aspiring to be married, don't put so much emphasis on the ring. If he's using his hard-earned money to purchase it for you, and he is, giving that to you as a token of his love and his faith to you, accept it wholeheartedly and then work together to upgrade it. Okay? So, and that's where Boss Lady had her downfall, because I didn't work with my husband to upgrade my ring. I just said, oh, you want my ring upgraded? Okay, mom and dad, and boom, that's what I had, not to disregard my parents, because that's what they wanted to do, but for us, it just was a better fit, to do it together as a couple. And they say, you need to have 3 times your income. That's how much you should purchase a ring for. Why is that? Who made that rule? Just as well as these rules about what type of gifts you should get when it comes to your wedding anniversary. 1 year should be paper, next year should be wood, next year should be diamonds and XYZ. You know what? Do what makes you happy, because you are the one who has to live with it. Boss Man is a more practical person. He doesn't like to, step and fetch to the traditional rules, so to speak. So he gets me practical gifts that I don't mind. He'll buy me a part for my car that I may need that costs too much money and I don't want to buy it. He'll buy that for me. That's appreciative. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking for my best interest. Just like he bought my KitchenAid one year for Mother's Day. That was several years ago. But I love it. He bought me pots and pans for Christmas one year. No problem. He bought the exact pots and pans that I wanted by the person that I wanted. And he got my favorite color. That was a win-win for both of us. So that's my Talk About It Tuesday, guys. I just kind of want to share, my wedding ring story, because I just thought it would be befitting of this week, since it is my wedding anniversary week. So thank you for watching, and I'll see everybody in a new video. Bye-bye.